There we go, over 7th and Range Line. We're beginning to break just a little bit. Now, certainly not enough that we've had a whole lot of sunshine, but like I said, we're headed in the right direction. Here's where we sit. Still cool with the overcast skies, 50 degrees. The humidity all the way down to 57%. We're really going to see this humidity drop here, not only for today, but all the way into the weekend. And here in a second, we'll talk about why the barometer is on the rise. Remember, you get the barometer on the rise 99.9% of the time, not all the time. But the majority of the time, that will mean the cloud cover is going to move away and we're going to have blue sky. Okay, well, not a whole lot of blue sky today, but we'll get some before the sun sets at about 6:17. 50 right now in Chanute and in Joplin, 52 in Miami, a little bit cooler in Fort Scott, where we sit at 47, but no wind to talk about and don't have to worry about any wind chill. Now we're starting to see the break. Out to the east, the Joplin Tower Cam was actually turned a little bit to the north, and so just up above right there is where we're beginning to see the break. It's going to take a little bit more time for everybody to break out to the west, but that's also too why the western portion of the 4 states only had frost advisories this morning, not the freeze warnings that we saw over southwest Missouri and northeast Oklahoma. Jet stream really took off today. Earlier, even this morning, it was tracking from Canada just about down through us. Now the trough of the jet stream, along with the accompanying rain for the Atlantic coast, we're talking about really about a good 150, 200 mile movement. And that's very unusual just during the course of one morning. And now as we see the ridge begin to build, that's an indicator of some warmth that's on our way. We talked about the barometer on the rise, and here's why. We've got a big diagonal high pressure system that stretches from Texas all the way up to Canada right there. We're just waiting for it to actually take effect and get rid of our cloud cover. And it kind of blocks everything on both ends. And even though we've got some low pressure out to our west, we don't see anything backing up on the other side of the Rockies, meaning we're going to be dry all the way into next week. Take a look at our afternoon planner. Probably mid-50s, about as good as we're going to get. Now, while that's substantially below normal, we should be about 64 degrees this time of year, still warmer than what we've had the past couple of days. And then as we dip into overnight, we're going to see the reemergence of some patchy frost. Now, with that being said, even though we do have some patchy frost on the way, don't think we're going to have as much widespread warnings nor advisories as what we had, because as we get into early Friday morning, and that's usually when the National Weather Service will have those take effect. Usually it runs a time period of about 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. But if we're going to sit at 39 and 40 out here, even 40 in Joplin, we may be able to isolate those frost advisories just for the eastern edge of southwest Missouri and then push out. I am going to kind of pick on Delaware County here just a little bit, because one that we already have in effect specifically is for Delaware and Benton counties, and those freeze warnings have already been extended. Obviously, they're not in effect right now, but in anticipation of tomorrow morning, those have been extended for our 2 highlighted counties, with the cold air pushing from Texas, kind of riding the southeastern portion of the United States right there. So we're really backing off of everything that we saw out to the east warning-wise as far as what we had this morning. And here's a good indicator of why. When we get into Friday morning, you notice the cold front really wants to push this way. We're talking about some abnormally warm air that's going to bump up from the Gulf through Texas and the deep southwest, all the way that the upper plains are going to be sitting in the 60s. They're actually going to be warmer than what we are on Friday afternoon. But then when we get to Saturday, boom, it's all the way through the Midwest. Everybody gets a good dose of some warmth, including places like Cody and Denver pushing up into the 70s at the beginning of November. Now, nice thing for us, how comfortable is this going to be? 68 and 62, 62 and 68 respectively, Saturday and Sunday. But hey, I kind of want to point out Sunday here, because we know the icons there, and we talk about pushing the clock back, get you an extra hour of sleep, but also too, just some friendly reminders here. That's a great time when you turn those clocks back. Go ahead and replace the batteries in your smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide detectors, and also don't forget about your weather radio. Also, perfect time to check the fire extinguisher. So a little fall safety there that should just go hand in hand with turning back your clock.
Yeah, for sure. Make sure you turn back that clock. Check those batteries. All right, thanks.
I'm really curious. It'd be a great question. How many people actually turn back their clocks anymore because we're all right?
Well, I mean,
and then I have to get up and I have to do it to the microwave.
Yeah, you have a couple of them in your house, right. But like your phones and stuff, as soon as you're in service,
automatic, I know.
You're good to go.
Right.
Your vehicle, though. I have been in a vehicle where I've waited until the next time change to actually change it. And
Yeah.
then my son will get in there and he'll change it right away because it just annoys him.
Wise one
But
was never in favor of updating a clock. Just figured 6 months later that, you know,
it happens.
it'd finally be right.
You're eventually going to get
Remember
back on
what they
track.
say about a broken clock? It's right twice a day.
Yeah, very true. Unless you're on army time, and then only once. All right, thanks.